Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Listen, the festive season is here.
Yes.
So that means one thing and one thing only. Personally, I'm looking forward to delicious holiday meals and also just spending time with my family and, of course, indulging in a couple of treats along the way. But with the temptation of those indulgent foods, it's really easy to overeat during this time. So this morning, we're joined by Dr. Chanel Martinison, a medical doctor from Eno Health Medical Centers, alongside our dietitian, Carla Lawrence, who are here to share their expert insights on how to enjoy the holiday meals without overindulging, paying particular attention to portion control. It's a really tough thing to do.
It is. And
how do we balance this?
I mean, firstly, we all got the green memo.
Let's
talk about that. It's all shades and colours of green this festive season. Oh, man, Dr. Chanel and Carla, thank you so much for bringing the show.
Thank you for having us.
Incredible. We're talking about overindulging this festive season. And I'm sure South Africa is all about food. I mean, I was in the kitchen 100% yesterday, and it was insane. My mom had me at the pot, and I thought to myself, okay, things are about to get real. So how do we mitigate that this festive season? What are your top tips for that?
Sure, guys, this is a hard topic to talk about because all we're thinking about is overindulging.
Absolutely.
But I think that, like you said, family, getting together, I think traditionally we just associate food with gatherings. So we just want to eat all together. So definitely portion control.
Sure.
And I think also just trying to maybe eat something before you go somewhere so that you're not completely hungry when you get to the next gathering. Yeah, that's what I would say for now, but it is difficult to portion control during this time.
For sure. Doc, can I ask you, what are the main reasons why people tend to overindulge?
I think in general, this is the time when people eat. It's the festive season. So generally, people are, in general, I think we just want to eat. When we see food, we eat with our eyes first before we actually eat something.
No, I do.
So I think that when we're trying to living healthily, I think it should be a lifestyle. So the choices that we make daily, if we're starting to do it daily and we're actually not trying to think, oh, I must be on a diet, I must eat, I must exercise, if it's a lifestyle, then I think people will be a bit better at it. But then during this time, everything is just so lekker. Like
I know.
The food is...
And it's like it comes once a year, so it's like I have to eat it now.
Exactly.
Yeah, you waited the whole year for this
For that trifle, not me personally. I'm eating with trifle, but I know people love it.
Look, we have trifle coming up at the show, so please, let's just relax.
Trifle the difference.
Overindulging is such a thing, and this festive season, I'm sure you would expect that festive season is really just about relaxing, but you're so right. There's so much stress eating happening during the festive season, right? And when it comes to alcohol, there's a lot of consumption going on. So how do we stay in that sort of like calorie deficit as we move along during December?
If you Google how much calories actually the wine glass has and all of that, I know some people do calorie counting. I personally don't do it. I'd rather just ignorance is bliss. But if you actually count it, you'll see that it actually adds so much more to your daily intake. But then also, just apart from the calories, is just eating something before actually drinking any alcohol, because
line the stomach.
the lining, I know people say that, but you don't actually realize your stomach really needs a lining because the alcohol can be so acidic and the stomach just does not like it on its own. And an empty stomach, you could feel that burn immediately. So I would definitely say to try not overindulge, but eat something just to line the stomach before taking any alcohol.
Doc, I love that so much. Carla, I'm going to come over to you just to talk about portion control. If there's one thing about South Africans, we love to eat. Like we've all confirmed this before.
With our eyes.
Control first.
With our eyes.
And then many times with our mouths. So, when it comes to portion control, people are like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? So can you talk to me a bit more about this, why it's important, and what is it?
Yeah, so I think, we don't often think about portion control. We just pack everything onto our plates and we just want to have excessive amounts of everything. But what happens is when you overindulge, you actually feel very uncomfortable. And also, our holiday foods are filled with sugar. So if you're not portion controlling, you're just adding more calories and more calories. So, I mean, in one day, often, we just pack on so many extra calories. So that's why it's important to portion control. You don't want to feel uncomfortable and for the next 3-4 days, you know. So yeah, that's why it's important to portion control.
Yeah, and uncomfortability is what you speak of so much, you know, and I feel that there's a lot of us that don't really know about portion control. How do we see the signs of overeating?
Right.
You know?
So you'll feel it on your body, you'll feel bloated, you can't move, you feel tired after a meal. So you generally just want to feel satisfied and comfortable after a meal. And you also want to eat everything.
Yeah.
So portion control also helps you to have a little bit of everything without having to pack on extra calories and just have a little bit of, and enjoy the festive season and have the trifle.
Yes.
And, yeah.
It's so true.
But in moderation, I think.
Absolutely.
So if I've overeaten, I'm on my third plate and I'm just feeling really uncomfortable, do you have any sort of ways that I can approach food a little bit differently now for the next meal that I might have, or even how to deal with my discomfort in that moment?
So in that moment, I would say go for a walk. So a lot of us go sleep when you feel uncomfortable, but go for a walk, like 5-10 minutes, or do a little bit of stretching, which sounds odd because I mean, on
Yeah, that
Christmas
sounds
Day,
really weird.
Yeah, with everyone.
I have a gamut in my stomach and I'm about to do yoga.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna help with the digestion and all of those things. So it will help a little bit with the discomfort. And then the next day, the next day is Boxing Day, so it's going to be
The meat in the sandwiches now.
Yes, so it's going to be a leftover kind of day. But then the next day, just take it as another day where you can pick yourself up again, go through a routine of eating healthy again. Try the next day to portion control. So yeah, that's how you can make yourself feel comfortable afterwards, and then just pick up where you left off the next day.
Absolutely love that, because every day is a new opportunity to start again.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for that much needed advice. Like we said, we're just a day away. It's Tuesday, it is Christmas Eve, and we definitely need to prepare ourselves for everything to do with tomorrow.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, it is Christmas Eve, and I hope that you are feeling the joy this morning. And now that we've touched on the reasons behind holiday overeating and some very foundational strategies to enjoy meals mindfully, let's dive into more specific techniques to handle festive meals. And of course, on the couch today, we've got Dr. Chanel Martinison, a medical doctor from Eno Health Medical Services, alongside our dietitian, Carla Lawrence. Ladies, thank you so much for still being here. We got to continue with these strategies.
Yes, we do. I mean, festive season, as we said before the break, was all about overindulging. And, I want to find out, where's the healthy balance? How do we mitigate, I think, the calorie deficit of healthy meals through festive season? Do you have any tips of how we can keep it healthy this festive season?
So I think people are more mindful of healthy living now, so that we have healthier options. So hopefully tomorrow on the whole spread, there'll be some
one of the sides.
options. There's a side, a lettuce or something, or a tomato or something. So I think just trying to, like we said earlier, add a little bit of everything. So, and what I do for myself is actually just drink water with my food, just as a healthy decision that I've made today, is just to have water as the start, and then, you can have anything else afterwards. But I think just to have some water with it, at least you've made one healthy decision for the day.
Hydration is key. When it comes to desserts, though, can we still enjoy those?
I think you can, guys? My goal for tomorrow is to have 2 bowls of trifle and not 3.
I like this. Let's go 4 and then 27 like we usually do.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so it is just about that moderation.
Moderation,
when it comes to
yes.
it.
Yes, I think balance.
Absolutely. Moderation is really just the key. And, trifle is always such a kryptonite for me.
I know. My thing is, can I just get one day off? You know what I'm saying? Out of the year. But I get you in terms of the uncomfortable feeling that you mentioned earlier, Carla. It really is a struggle because you want more, but your body's telling you, wait a minute.
Calm down.
Calm down.
Take a back seat.
Exactly. I think it's important.
I mean, how do you feel? I don't know about you, but I always feel guilty about going for those extra helpings, How do we take a back seat on feeling guilty about going for those extra helpings? I think we can throw this forward to you, Carla.
Portion control, I think, is something, once again, that's very important. So a little bit of everything, and then balancing out your meal. So if you want to have extra dessert, for example, maybe cut out a little bit of the carb, you know, with your main meal. So trying to balance it out in that way a little bit so that you can just have a little bit of extra, you know, of the things that you actually do like. 'Cause not everybody likes the dessert. Some people are more savory, they want more of the food. So it's all about finding out what you like, what you enjoy, and finding that balance of balancing it out.
Yes.
Can I add something? It's just, I think people don't think about it this way, but every time we add sugar to our systems, our insulin goes up again. So then that's when you feel that like lethargic, you know, like not feeling for anything. So every time we add that, it's like taking a knife. This is a bit graphic, but it's like taking a knife to your blood vessels and actually like piercing it. And then your body is trying to fix those patches with cholesterol, with fats and lipids. And that's where we get the long-standing chronic lifestyle diseases. So maybe that might just be something for somebody to think about.
I'm like, you guys are letting us down easily this festive season.
With a knife. Oh my goodness.
Stabbing my blood vessels on Christmas Day.
I'm gonna have that visual every time I want to reach for another potato now.
You're second helping, so just,
Yeah, no, we're doing
He's standing there.
100%. We are doing roast potatoes with sunflower oil this season. Coconut oil at most, please.
Air fryer, no oil.
Please.
Do you know what? I think it's such a cultural thing. I don't know about your families, but in mine, where people encourage you to eat more, and it's almost seen as rude to not take some more. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, Carissa, have some more. How do you even? I know you're not a psychologist, but I mean, I think the food, the mindful gap definitely needs to be closed here.
Yes.
How do you even approach that when it comes to boundaries with family members?
I think that's the most difficult thing to navigate around, especially in different cultures, you know, because the auntie's going to dish for you, or she's going to say, I made this, why don't you want my food? So I think that's really challenging to navigate around. I usually just tell my clients, don't tell people that you actually are on following a healthy meal plan or that type of thing. But if the auntie insists that you need to have it, then having a little bit of it is okay. And it's just going to happen at family events where someone's going to say, no, you need to pick up a couple of kilos, have an extra this, have an extra that.
Always.
Yeah, and I think, you know, just smile and wave and be polite. And, you know, we don't also want to cause drama on Christmas Day. So, yeah, just trying to keep the peace in a way, but also being mindful of what you are taking in. So you can always also just dish it and maybe say to Chanel, oh, would you like to have some of this? Yeah.
And look, my aunts would be very upset if I didn't finish their bowl of food. So I know for a fact that is something that we have to continuously tread lightly around, you know. And 25th of December, 26th of December, we all know by the time it is after Boxing Day, everyone's going into that new year, new me.
Yes.
How do we detox after festive season, Carla?
Do you want me to take that one?
So personally, I think I'll go with it.
Please.
I'm not a fan of it, just the detoxing, just because it's not sustainable. It's not something that you can actually do for a long time. There are ways that people do it. So like you said, new you, new me, you know, you just new year. If it helps you with your mindset, you know, that mental, just starting something fresh and starting. For me, I like to start, I go big or go home. So like, you know, I like to start something new, not detoxing per se, but maybe just the first 3 days, maybe just drinking, like consciously deciding to take in more water, you know, something that you can just small changes. It doesn't have to be a whole 40-day fast of nothing. Just because, I mean, and if you started in December, like tomorrow, if you had less and your portions control, it's not that bad by the time you get to January. So you actually would feel okay. But like I said, it's not sustainable to do it all the time. But if it is just once in the year that you're going to start doing it, and definitely speak to your doctor before you do it to see if you are actually in like a healthy state to actually do it. With chronic conditions and all of those things, you have to take those things into consideration. So yeah, I think if it helps you, you know, if it works for you, then you can try. But I definitely don't think for too long a period.
I love that. I love that you mentioned speaking to a doctor as well. And I know that you guys, I'll have the My Pocket app. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
So it's a virtual care web-based platform, and patients can literally sit and talk to me on a video call. So they can literally ask me, do you think I can detox, or do you think I should have had that extra
Should I eat this meal right now or not?
So we're not on online. We're not online tomorrow, but we'll be online the day, 2 days after.
Yeah.
So it's a virtual platform, and patients can have that access. Instead of Googling something, they can actually have access to one of our doctors, and they can ask us questions. We can send them a prescription, we can send a medical certificate, even referral letters, all via the app. So booking is on the app, payment is on the app, getting your certificate, everything is all via the app. And it's a web-based, so you don't need to download anything. It's a link that you just log on to, and it's password protected.
That is beautiful. I love this. My Pocket Health, in case you missed it. If you need to consult any sort of doctors over the holidays, this is where you've got to go. So please make sure you head over there and check it out on our social platforms as well, in case you missed it.